These days my waves get lost in the ocean. 7 billion swimmers, man, I'm going
Craig, are you
through
recording?
emotions. Sent up a flare, I need love and devotion. Traded for some faces that I'll never know, notion. Maybe I should try to find the old me. Take me to the places and the people that know me. Trying to just connect.
An asshole. An accurate statement.
Scout, okay.
Oh,
Scout's a fun character.
Scout is kind of a mess.
He's very emo.
He is very emo. He spends a lot of time not doing anything because he doesn't like doing things or, like thinking about himself because he definitely hates himself. And he's low-key a bad person.
He's 99.5% regret.
Scout is edgy. He doesn't really have friends, but he doesn't care that he doesn't have friends. And he does fine in school. It's not like he's just against too cool for school, I don't do my homework kind of thing. He does well in school. He's in honors math. That's deep lore right there. But he just doesn't like his life. He just kind of, I feel like he is depressed. Just because he doesn't have any friends, and just stuff that happened in his past makes him not really want to trust people. So he doesn't.
I think what's interesting about Scout is I think everybody who has lived through middle school or any dark part of their life can relate on some level to Scout and how he feels. So I think Scout comes from a dark place in everyone's life.
He's everyone's inner emo. Whenever you get into that dark place and you're like, oh no, I'm feeling a little edgelordy right now. That's your Scout. Congratulations.
But I feel like in the end, it's just he really does want to feel connected to people, but he just really doesn't know how. Not that excuses what dick he is, but it's just, I feel like that's at the core of all his issues.
Yeah, well, I feel like he wants to be connected to people, but at the same time, he doesn't really trust anyone, and his distrust of people outweighs his wish to be connected. So,
Which is a mood.
You right. So everyone really has to break down his walls throughout the show.
Everybody has a little bit of Scout inside of them.
The places and the people that know me. Trying to just connect, thinking maybe you can show me. There's so many people here, then why am I so lonely?
I feel like I can't say anything bad because you're my brother in the story. And
It's fine. Tell the people the truth.
Craig, okay. Craig, he
What a pure guy.
he is the exact opposite of what Scout is.
Basically.
This is scene 20, angle 3, take 1. Action.
The only thing they have in common, I'd say, is their wit.
Come on, where's the enthusiasm?
Probably somewhere near where my hopes and dreams were buried.
Okay.
Craig just wrote Scout to be quite hilarious, and so it's great. There's lines such as, "Have you ever considered exercising? Have you ever considered punching yourself in the face?" just zingers like that. Yep. I just love Scout's humor. It was mediocre knowing you. He's just so funny, and it's so sad, but so true.
Wait a second. Have you ever considered working out before?
Have you ever considered punching yourself in the damn face?
They're both pretty witty, but that's it.
We always say that Craig is too much Time Lord, not enough Edgelord, and that's a pretty good description of the difference between Craig and Scout. Craig is a nerd, and we love and appreciate him, and he was the one who came up with the idea for this show.
Whenever we work with him, I mean, it's very obvious that his goal is to finish this and achieve what ultimately he created to be, which was sort of a message of not only of compassion and family bonding and sort of survival and positivity, everything that 2 stands for, but also a message of independence and capability, as in the fact that we, as a bunch of high school kids, got together and were able to do something with no budget, with some level of professionality. and say, yeah, you can do it if you care enough about that. And that's the vibe that he always.
Craig was like the heart of our entire production. Like, we wouldn't have gone anywhere without him. He wrote the whole thing. He was always there trying to get us to be, like, let us have fun, but, like, make sure we actually got things done.
It's very hard filming when you're not there, just because no one else knows what's happening. So we'll be like, what day is it in this time period? And everyone's like, I don't know.
I mean, none of this would be here without him. There's no way that we would have what we have now without Craig Selbrede.
Real friends, good friends, hard to find, let's face it.
There's so many stories when it comes to two.
Working 107 with Craig was fun too, because we just went out. Every time we went out to the forest, he would he did not like being out there.
Craig is one of few people that listen when I'm trying to get everyone to actually work. So that's always nice.
That must be nice.
It is nice.
Unless he goes off to get Chick-fil-A in the middle of filming.
Yeah, Craig.
We love and appreciate you, Craig.
There's flood in the basement. Made a couple dollars now, I'm trying to chase it. Kids from Oklahoma, man, we don't waste it. I'm just trying to paint the picture.
When he's not on stage, screen.
Okay, first of all, I want to preface this. I'm going to do a specific, but I want to preface this by saying that Craig is a much better actor than he thinks he is.
You're so harsh on yourself. Craig is not that bad of an actor.
He's very much a writer. He's so, that's his passion. That's, he dabbles in, music and acting, and, he's done theater with us before, but writing
He's a storyteller.
He's a storyteller. And so, him jumping into this really complex character of Scout, it was so much out of his comfort zone, because Scout is such a complex character. And Craig he said that he had so much trouble getting into Scout at first. But then once he was in the Scout zone, he was great. He knew exactly how Scout should relate to situations, and I'm really, proud of him, that he was able to convey Scout, because, I don't think I would recast Scout as anyone else. Craig is
absolutely
perfect Scout.
This is as far as I know.
I could give a damn about in maybe 40 years, and I've been ready and willing and able to edit the story.
Oh, I know this now.
Care to be so damn lonely. Can I get a connection? Can I get?
It involves him being very wet.
That could actually be a lot of scenes.
Yeah, that's true. But all of the scenes where that happens are pretty funny.
Go, 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 go. Stop wasting water. Get it all on you.
There's this one bit in the finale that is just this one scene. He's crouched down somewhere. This is a big deal scene. And he's just crouched down and he's looking down. And then he just does this glance up and it's this really beautiful close-up.
When probably me yelling at, when Scout gets to yell at somebody in the second to last episode, because it was very cathartic.
My favorite scene with Scout is pretty much everything he has with Elliot. I've watched all of those scenes and they're phenomenal because I love Craig and I love Anthony dearly, and I think both of their performances in those scenes are really good.
Craig is so little like Scout, yet he makes it so uniquely him.
Yes.
In terms of his humor, in terms of his sort of tete-a-tete with some of the other characters, it's just all Craig.
Scout's physicality is so Craig. It's very Craig.
And I think that's amazing because he is, in person, he's so little what he plays.
Yes,
and
totally
that's
different.
awesome.
If I had to say anything sort of about Scout, is that he's a bad person who has the capacity to be good, and the series is really about him taking responsibility for that and figuring out what he's supposed to do and where he's going with his stupid life.
I feel so there are sometimes in sci-fi dystopian-y kind of things where our main characters are not likable characters because they're in some ways can be like Scout in that they're just have a grudge against the world, have no friends, and it that way. That those sorts of sort of edgy characters can be not likable. But I think Scout is still a likable character, especially once you find out more about him and why he is the way he is. I feel it means more, and that I feel like that's one of the things I really like about too, is that there's a lot of thought put into every single character, and it's really interesting. And Scout is actually like you can relate in a way to some of the stuff he goes through, and he's not just sort of this unlikable person like happens in stuff like this sometimes. So that's my thought. And also I love Craig, and I am so happy that he came up with this show because it's so much fun.
One thing I would say about Craig is he is genuinely one of the most creative people I have ever met. Like the intricacy and like all of the little details and everything that's just into is so thought out and like so like intricately woven.
Thank you, Craig, for making this show and also starring in it. It was a lot of fun for everyone.
Yeah.
Alright, we love Craig.
We do love Craig.
Alright, move on.
Okay, now let's talk about how much we love Kristen.
Yes, let's do that.